welcome back everybody to I don't really know because I realize there's a lot of platinum trophies, but welcome back to me going over my 101 platinum trophies. So we just finished the Order 1886, and the next is LittleBigPlanet 3. LittleBigPlanet 3 definitely had a lot of issues when the game first launched, but I had a lot of fun with it. I remember playing a lot of mini golf with my friends, and it was fun. It was a good time, and I don't think this is attainable anymore. I mean, 0.1% of people have this, so maybe the servers are finished, like they're completely shut down, so it might not be attainable anymore. But yeah, this is one of the easier platinum trophies that I have gotten, and also one of my favorites. Scrolling down, we have Wolfenstein The New Order, which is great. I think the I can't remember what year the reboot came out for the Wolfenstein games, but that was pretty good. This game though is like next level. I really had a fun time playing The New Order, and it's definitely one of the easier platinum trophies. So yeah, Wolfenstein New Order. If you haven't tried it out, give it a shot. And yeah, like I said, easy platinum trophy. Next is Transistor. Transistor's great. I also really like Bastion, and I think probably my favorite. Well, no, that's a lie because Hades is a thing now. So I mean, Hades is probably my favorite game that the studio has made. But I think my close second favorite would be Pyre. If you haven't played Pyre, I think a lot of people sleep on that game. Like, most people don't know about it, or they just haven't, they know it, but they haven't tried it out. I think Pyre has some of the best writing and art of any game I've ever played. Like, it's a really good game. So yeah, Transistor is really easy though. Only a couple hours, I think. Might have to play the game twice to get the platinum, but if anything, remember this, Pyre is really good. Hades is awesome too, right? But like, most people don't know what Pyre is, so at least look it up and see if it's something that would interest you. It's definitely one of the best games that studio has made. All right, so now we're taking a look at Strider. Strider was, I think, a free game with PlayStation Plus back when the PS4 was still pretty new to the market. I had a good time with Strider. It's not easy. I don't remember it being easy. It definitely requires a little bit of skill to pull off the platinum for, but it's not impossible. I think that, anybody really has a shot at getting the platinum to this game. It is a fun game to play too, which helps. But yeah, Strider. That's all I got to say about Strider. All right, now we have Murdered Soul Suspect. I feel like I've talked about this game in a couple videos of mine, but this is a super underrated game. Like, I don't know, maybe just my opinion, but I really like this game. It's by far, it's not perfect. Some of the animations are a little janky. There's some glitchiness to the game, at least from what I remember, but I really like the setting, and the general atmosphere of the game was really well done. So I don't know. I think that honestly this game's it's pretty good, and a lot of people hate on it. But I don't know why. I don't know. Anyway, if you're looking for an easy platinum, Murdered Soul Suspect is an easy game to platinum. So I don't know. Maybe give it a shot, and you might like it. Who knows? Next is Infamous First Light. I would say I still like Infamous 2 quite a bit. I think. What the heck's it's like Infamous First Son. Anyway, Infamous First Light is also pretty good. I am glad that they focused on Fetch as a character. I thought she was pretty interesting from Second Son. And in terms of First Light, the game, it's a very easy platinum. It shouldn't take you more than like 5 or 6 hours, I would say. And yeah, it's a good time if you haven't tried it out. Walking Dead Season 2, no platinum trophy. I'm a little peeved at that, but whatever. We'll move past it, it's fine. All right, LittleBigPlanet Karting is next. So, I mean, when this game came out, a lot of people, rightfully so, compared it to Mario Kart, saying it was a Mario Kart clone, it was a bad Mario Kart, whatever insult you want to insert into, Mario Kart being a better blah, 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 whatever. But honestly, LittleBigPlanet Karting had a lot of its own charm. It had a creation mode similar to like Mod Nation Racers. Like, the game definitely did a lot of new and different things that Mario Kart, has never done, I don't think. Does it make it better than Mario Kart? No, I think Mario Kart's, especially like the newer ones are mechanically like very good. But anyway, in terms of the actual game, I really liked it. I'm not sure if this is attainable anymore because I'm not too sure if the servers are still up for this game either. But I really enjoyed playing this game. I had a fun time getting the platinum trophy. I met a lot of really cool people through the community aspect of this game, and that's all I can really say is like I really enjoyed it, and that's that. Another game I also really enjoyed is The Wolf Among Us. Still waiting on that part 2. I I am very excited for part 2 whenever that becomes a thing. Who knows? It might not be for another couple years. I have no idea, but it's happening, which is cool. Yeah, Wolf Among Us, it's a Telltale game, which means you just basically gotta beat the story and do a couple of replays for certain chapters to see different outcomes and unlock those trophies. So it's super easy, very easy platinum. I would say whenever part 2 is slowly becoming more of a thing that's going to come out, give this one a shot, and yeah, you won't be disappointed. It's really good. Alrighty, Far Cry 3. So yeah, I think Far Cry 3 I definitely prefer to over Far Cry 4. I think the story is a lot better. Characters, I'm using that term very loosely because your friends that get kidnapped are kind of whatever, the main driving force for you doing certain things and like killing certain people. It's like, who cares? I think the villain is probably the strongest component of this game, which isn't an unpopular opinion. I feel like most people say that about this game, but yeah, it definitely does make the experience a lot better. And yeah, it's just a very easy platinum trophy. Not sure if this is attainable anymore. I don't know if the servers are live, but yeah, if you haven't played Far Cry 3, I'd still recommend checking it out. Next we have SmartAss, which is basically Big Brain Academy or Brain Age for the PlayStation Vita. So if you like that type of game, the brain teasy sort of handheld, experiences, I think there's a lot that SmartAss has going for it, and it's pretty fun. I personally like being able to log in for maybe 30 minutes and playing some like math brain teasery sort of things or like memorization games, and then just like, playing something else for a bit. And when it comes to the platinum trophy, it is very easy. I mean, you basically just have to play the game on different days, unlocks different challenges, perform better on your daily, not quizzes, but like daily challenges, I guess you could say. So yeah, very easy platinum and also a fun time. Alrighty, so next we have Tearaway on the Vita. And, because I already kind of mentioned this when we talked about the PS4 version, so I really won't dwell on this for too long. But this is in my opinion, the definitive way to play Tearaway. The touchscreen mechanics, the touchpad mechanics, the gyroscope, everything that the Vita has to offer is being used to the fullest here. The cameras are being used to like put your face in the game. So I don't know. This is a great game. It's, again, I think it's my favorite way to play Tearaway. And if you have a Vita, you totally, what are you doing? Play this game. It's really good. Alrighty, now I have Spec Ops The Line is the next one. And Spec Ops The Line isn't hard, but I think the most difficult part of this game is playing it through on like the, foobar. I think it's foobar. Yeah, foobar. It's not easy. There's like one sequence in particular that is like there's a helicopter that's shooting you down from like the outside of a building. And honestly, I think that sequence on the hardest difficulty is just pure luck. Sometimes you'll like run and the helicopter won't hit you, and other times you'll walk 2 feet and you'll die. Like, I honestly think it was just all up to luck. No lie. But aside from that one trophy, the game's pretty easy. It's mainly just beat the game, find collectibles, and that's about it. But yeah, I'm really happy to have this one because of that foobar difficulty. Alrighty, next we have Uncharted Golden Abyss. This game's fine. It's fine. I think for at the time, playing a game like this handheld on the Vita nonetheless was like, it blew my mind how much detail they were able to fit into this game. But in terms of the story and like the gameplay using the touchscreen and sort of other similar things on the Vita, it didn't really add anything to the gameplay. It just kind of felt like gimmicky, but that's about it. I think it's fine. If you haven't played this game though and you like the Uncharted series, definitely give it a shot. It adds some context to Nate and some of the people that he met before the first game, I believe. And yeah, that's about it though. Alrighty, Rocket Birds. This was like a PS Now game. I'm really not going to spend too much time talking about this one, but all you need to know is it's in the easy platinum. And if you haven't used your free trial for PlayStation Now, definitely play this one. It shouldn't take you more than a few hours to get, I believe. But yeah, that's about it. It's an easy platinum, and I don't remember much about the game, to be honest. Same goes for Ben 10 Omniverse. This was another PlayStation Now game. I don't remember anything anything about this game except that it was very easy to platinum. And again, I played this game when it was a free thing I could play on PlayStation Now. So yeah, it's easy, takes only a couple hours, and it's honestly not like that bad to play. To be honest, it's not like a slog or anything like that. Alrighty, now we have Dragon's Crown. This trophy or this platinum trophy isn't super hard to get either. I think that it's just very grindy. So if you can put up with playing the same levels, 5, 6, 7, 10 times over and over and over again, then you'll be fine. Like you can easily get this platinum trophy. But if that bothers you, or if that like kind of annoys you, then it might be hard. It might be a hard platinum trophy. But the grind aside, it is very easy. So yeah, I'd recommend it though. It's still pretty fun. Some of the art is a little suggestive, but we'll leave it at that. We'll move on to Second Son here. Yeah, Second Son's pretty easy too. I think it's mainly just beating the game, finding some collectibles, and yeah, that's about it. In terms of what do I think of the game, it's not that bad. It's graphically it's pretty good. The voice acting's great because I mean obviously you have Troy Baker, but aside from that, it's good. I still would prefer playing Infamous 2 or even the first Infamous game, to be honest. Yeah, it's fine. The platinum's easy though, so if you have any interest in that, it's easy. Alrighty, moving on to Portal 2. Portal 2 is great. I really love this game. It's got a lot of humor in it. The story is good. The characters are great. I really don't have any issues with Portal 2. I think this is like a really well-made game, like honestly, and even the co-op is pretty fun, which I think I played locally at the time. So I think you can still get this trophy, this platinum trophy at least. Assuming you can play co-op with somebody locally. At least I think that's how I played it. It might have been online, I can't remember. But yeah, it's a very easy platinum trophy, and it's also a lot of fun. This is a great game. If you haven't played Portal 2, you're missing out. Give it a shot. Now we have Resistance Burning Skies. Yeah, this game wasn't super great from what I remember. It was just like, I picked it up on my Vita. I played it over the course of like a day and a half, and immediately was like, okay, I'm done with this game. Goodbye. But it's an easy platinum. It's pretty easy, and what's crazy though? I think this game, Resistance Now, goes for like a lot on eBay, and it's pretty bad. Like, it's not a great game, to be honest, but it's an easy platinum, so there is that. And I think you can still get this game on the Vita store before that inevitably closes down, so something to think about if you want an easy platinum trophy. Alrighty, next we have LA Noire, which this is the PlayStation 3 version, and yeah, this is a great game. I think some of the memes around this game, like the face, the motion capture, the facial capture stuff, it's pretty funny. But in terms of like the game itself, it's pretty good. And some people have issues with like, oh, it's like supposed to be GTA, but I can't like drive over pedestrians, and it's like, yeah, but you're a cop, so I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, LA Noire it's pretty good. I really enjoyed it. It's mainly just beating the game, 5-starring I think every case, and finding all the cars and stuff like that. Like it's more of a time sink thing than a difficulty thing, but I really enjoyed the game, so it wasn't that hard for me, just because I had a good time with the locations, the cases, the characters, and just kind of everything like that. Now we have Beyond Two Souls, which I kind of alluded to when I was talking about Detroit. This isn't, it's not perfect. I don't think this is, I definitely don't think this is the best game that the studio has made by far. It's probably Detroit. But yeah, I mean, Beyond Two Souls, I enjoyed enough to play it multiple times to get the platinum. I really enjoyed all the performances, especially from Willem Dafoe. And yeah, this is a really good time. It's, like I said, not perfect. There narratively some things I didn't really like about the game, but in terms of like the music especially, I think it was like Hans Zimmer who did part of the score, something like that. But it's I think visually and music wise, like the game's really strong. But yeah, that's about it for Beyond Two Souls. All right, next we have Jak 3. Jak 3 is pretty easy to platinum, and it, again, is just kind of beating the story and doing some miscellaneous things here and there. And yeah, I still think Jak 2 might be my favorite of all of the Jak and Daxter games. I'm curious to see what other people think is their favorite, but in terms of like getting through and getting the platinum for this game, it was super enjoyable, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. And then now we go on to Jak 2. Again, pretty easy. I think, like I said, Jak 2 is definitely my favorite of all of the Jak and Daxter games. I like the darker shift in tone, and I also like the pseudo-y, Grand Theft Auto elements of this game. But yeah, Jak 2 is pretty good. Alrighty, and now we are on Dishonored. I I love Dishonored. I haven't played Deathloop, but I'm holding off on doing that because I don't know. Doesn't really seem like I'd be interested in it, but I also love the first Dishonored like a lot. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what other people kind of think, if Deathloop is good, if it's like the first Dishonored, if maybe Dishonored is still the better game. Like, I'm just curious. But in terms of Dishonored, I think it's pretty easy. The hardest thing might be, doing a playthrough without killing people, or like finding alternative ways to be passive with the playthrough. But aside from that, I think it's a pretty doable platinum. Okay, now we have Knack. Yeah, I feel like all the memes aside, Knack I enjoyed. I think the only annoying thing about the game is probably you have to play it on hard to get, hard as well. And the collectibles are all randomized. Why would you do that? Who thought that was a good idea? That's probably the most annoying thing about this game, is if you are going for the platinum, getting all of the collectibles on one go in one, playthrough is kind of hard to do because it's all randomized. But in terms of the game itself, I don't think it's super hard. Playing the game on its hardest difficulty is surprisingly difficult. So that might be a hindrance for some people, but yeah, I didn't hate Knack. Alrighty, next we have Rezogun, which it could vary depending on whether or not you think this game is a hard platinum. I personally don't think it's that hard, but I know some that say they think it's hard. I don't know. I think if you like this type of game, you'll probably enjoy playing through it, and it won't be that difficult for you. But I don't know. Obviously, it varies through and through. Though this game is very fun to play, and I'm glad it was a game that most people ended up playing when the PlayStation 4 came out. Like, it was just a readily available kind of game, which is awesome. Alrighty, so now we go to Resistance 3. Honestly, I didn't like when I first played it, but upon replaying the game, I actually think it's really good. I think this, for me, might be my favorite Resistance game. I'm curious to see if anybody else feels the same way. Maybe you like Resistance 2. Let me know. I'm curious. But yeah, for me, like I said, Resistance 3, initially, I didn't really love the game at first, but over time, after playing it a couple of times, I think it's great. I think it's probably my favorite Resistance game. And it just so happens to be a very easy platinum trophy as well. Alrighty, we have Bioshock Infinite next. So Bioshock Infinite, I don't think this is my favorite of the series. I still think that the first Bioshock, there's something about that game. It just kind of hit every note perfectly. And it still is like one of the best games ever made. But, Infinite's still pretty solid. I had a good time with it. Troy Baker, again, doing another, voicing another character that I liked pretty much all the way through. And, yeah, again, very easy platinum. I think the hardest thing of this game, I can't remember. Pretty sure you have to beat the game on its hardest difficulty, which is pretty challenging. But aside from that, like, I think through and through, it is not that hard of a game to platinum. Alrighty, next we have Uncharted, the first Uncharted, which I think it's a good game. It's definitely lays a lot of foundational pieces for Naughty Dog and the franchise. And I haven't played the Nathan Drake collection on the PlayStation 4. So maybe they've improved some of the gameplay, some of the controls. But in terms of like how well this game has aged, it hasn't aged beautifully. We'll just say that. But in terms of, again, the main pillars that this franchise is kind of built off of, the story is great. I liked graphically. I still think it looks pretty impressive. It's not like Uncharted 4, but it still looks pretty good. And yeah, that's about it. Making our way to LittleBigPlanet 2. I think LittleBigPlanet 2 is probably my favorite of the entire franchise. The sheer amount of ability to create and play and share in this game is actually, like, it's super impressive. The story is also pretty fun. And I think I got this game on launch, and I'm pretty sure I waited in line for it. Like, I was super pumped to get this one. So I think for that reason, this one kind of holds a special place in my heart. But it's an easy platinum, I think, if you really like the core gameplay loops of the LittleBigPlanet games. You like creating games and having other people share those games with other people. Like, I think it's easy if you enjoy the core sort of the mantra of the games. But again, I don't know if the servers are down, so who knows if you can actually play this game online anymore. And now we're going to take a look at Walking Dead on the Vita. I actually played Walking Dead the first season on PlayStation 3 initially, and then I think this was free to download on PlayStation Plus. Excuse me. So yeah, I played through it again because I think that season 1 is really awesome. I think it's still an incredibly strong narrative-driven experience. It's one of my favorite Telltale games that they've ever made, and I was happy to play this again on the go with the Vita's OLED screen. Alrighty, let's scroll a couple pages down and we go to Hotline Miami. I mean, in terms of hard, easy platinum, I think it's technically hard, but again, I think you can get proficient with playing the game and knowing the routines and figuring out how to beat some of the more difficult challenges of the game. Playing this game on the Vita for the first time was honestly incredible. I didn't expect to love this game as much as I did. Soundtrack, the visuals, the story, I just really liked this game. And I'm happy to have the platinum in my collection. Alrighty, let's take a scroll down to God of War 2, which in terms of the, the original God of War games, 1, 2, 3, all that stuff, I still think 2 is probably my favorite. The scope of the game, the scale, the fights, there's just so much to like about God of War 2 that, I don't know, one day I hope to, play it again and kind of experience everything as if it was the first time playing the game. But yeah, it's a great game. It's definitely my favorite of the original God of War games, and yeah, I'm happy to have the platinum for this as well. Alright, and next we have Sorcery. Honestly, this is a PlayStation Move-based game, so if you guys remember, the Wii, and then Sony made PlayStation Move, and Microsoft had Connect, all that good stuff. This was kind of fine. It wasn't terrible. I actually had a decent fun time. I had a decent amount of time, or I had a... I can't even think of what I'm trying to say for this game, but it was fine. It wasn't bad. And the motion controls didn't really add anything, but they also didn't take away from my enjoyment of the game. So now we have Trying To. I think this is back when I started getting into platinum collecting, and I knew that Trying To was a very easy game to get the platinum for. So I bought the game, and guess what? It was a very easy platinum, so that's why it's here. That's about it. Killzone 3. I think Killzone 3, again, probably isn't my favorite of the Killzone games. I would say, honestly, Killzone 2 or even Killzone Mercenary. Those are my favorites, I want to say. Killzone 3 nails a lot of the online components, I think, in terms of the shooting, at the time at least, because then Shadowfall came along, and I think Shadowfall's a better online Killzone game. But there's a lot to like about Killzone 3. The sheer amount of variation in the environments compared to something like Killzone 2 was a really awesome, welcome change. Graphically, it looked super great at the time. It's just the story was a little lackluster, and personally, I kind of liked a lot of the weightiness that Killzone 2 had. It made some of the online matches feel even more intense. But yeah, Killzone 3 was a fun time. I had a good time with it. Obviously, I spent the time to get the platinum, so I enjoyed it to some capacity. But that's about it. Okay, next we have Metro Last Light. I'm a big fan of the Metro series. I played the most recent Metro on my PC, and that was awesome. I think I might even end up playing it again on my PlayStation. I might buy it so I can try out the PlayStation 5 version or whatever. But anyway, I played Metro Last Light and Exodus, and I played these games quite a bit, and I really enjoy them. Last Light was actually the first one that I played, and then I worked my way back to the first Metro game. But yeah, this is an easy platinum as well. Some trophies were difficult from what I remember, but it's definitely doable. You just have to be patient with some of the stealthier trophies. Okay, next is Saw. I actually got this from a friend of mine who lent it to me. In terms of, is this an easy platinum trophy? The answer is yes, it is. So there it is, Saw. Congratulations. Next is a PlayStation AllStars Battle Royale, which most people regard as a Smash Brothers clone or ripoff. And I mean, I've played this game recently on my Vita. It doesn't it's not like revisiting something like Melee or even Brawl. I think some aspects of the core gameplay haven't aged super well, but then honestly there are some aspects that have aged pretty well, and I think this game kind of got a lot of flack because of its clear competition at the time. Just Smash Bros. So I don't know. It's not the best game of all time, and I wouldn't recommend someone go seek it out, but it was fun for me to revisit and just try out. And I don't know, honestly, if you want a decent Smash Bros, a game that is basically like Smash Bros but isn't Smash Bros, that new Nickelodeon All-Star game isn't that bad, so I'd recommend that. Next we have Guacamelee. I'm a big fan of Drinkbox Studios. I think that the studio has done a lot of great stuff on the Vita and even on the Switch. I think Severed is on there now. But in terms of like Guacamelee, the first one, I had a really fun time with it. And it's basically like a Metroidvania game. So if you're into those, this is definitely something to check out. And also if you're into easy platinum trophies, this is also another great choice for you. Alrighty, now we have, again, The Walking Dead Season 1, but on the PlayStation 3. I've already talked about this game, so we can just kind of skip over this. And then again, we have Gravity Rush, which I've talked about in a previous part of this video. This is the Vita version, and I still think the best way to play this game. Alrighty, so now we are PlayStation AllStars. We've kind of already talked about that. This is just on the PlayStation 3. So there's that guy. A lot of repeats, I realize now. And then I think we've also talked about Sound Shapes, but this was on the Vita, which I'm pretty sure is the first platform I actually platinumed the game on. Alrighty, so now we have something different. We have God of War Chains of Olympus. And in terms of the PSP God of War games, I think this one might be my favorite. I really had a fun time playing this one from what I remember. And the platinum trophy for this was not super hard. There are a couple of trophies that proved to be a little difficult at the time, but I think this is super doable, and also it's a really fun God of War game, and that's Chains of Olympus. Alrighty, so now we have the Darkness 2. Never played the original Darkness game, but I will say the Darkness 2 was pretty fun. I liked a lot of the narrative pieces to the game. I thought it was mechanically a good time to play, and the platinum trophy wasn't super hard. There were a couple outlier trophies that I remember being a little tricky, but I mean, just, repetition and just kind of trying these things over and over again. It's not it's not super difficult or unachievable. So if you have any interest in the Darkness 2, it is an easy platinum trophy, and I definitely recommend it. Alrighty, next we have Uncharted 3, which I kind of talked about briefly in a previous part of this video. Again, standard Uncharted fare, beat the game, get all the collectibles, all that good stuff. And, I think Uncharted 3 is pretty good. I don't think it's my favorite in the series. We'll get to that one in just a bit. But Platinum Trophy is still very easy, in my opinion. Now we have Rayman Origins. Actually, one of my favorite platformers I've ever played. It's surprisingly awesome. Like, it's a really great game. The art direction is spectacular. The platforming is challenging and fun. And I really enjoyed Rayman Origins. I think the Platinum Trophy is quote unquote easy if you like platforming games and if you're decent at them. So something to think about if you're looking for a fun and easy platforming Platinum Trophy. Already next, the first Jak and Daxter, which, it's pretty good. It's for me, it's a lot of like the first Uncharted. It laid a lot of the foundational pieces for the franchise, kind of got us all introduced to the characters that we would eventually know and love. And I think that the changes to the gameplay were welcomed, but I also don't mind, the structure of the first game at all. I think it's pretty solid. And that's the Platinum Trophy. Very easy. Alrighty, a lot of duds, a lot of low percentages, and we finally get to Fallout 3, which this is probably a hot take, but I still think Fallout 3 is my favorite of the Fallout games. Yes, I mean that even more so than New Vegas. And I know a lot of people love New Vegas, and I'm not saying it's bad. I just think for me personally, I like a lot of the aesthetic and the atmosphere that is just integral to Fallout 3. There's something about Fallout 3, like it has this sense of dread, and I don't know, I just didn't feel the same way playing New Vegas. Maybe it's because of the color palette differences or the settings, the differences there, I don't know. But whatever it is, I still think Fallout 3, for me at least, is my favorite of the Fallout games. And I'm happy to have this Platinum Trophy, 2011. Jesus, it's like forever ago. Alrighty, scrolling down. Mass Effect 2, I'm kind of bummed I don't have that, but here's what it is. Dante's Inferno, this game's fine. I think it's a blatant God of War clone, and, it's not very fun for me, at least. I think there's a lot of reliance on button mashing, which, accessibility-wise, not a very accessible game. I mean, you're always button mashing, and kind of gets annoying after a while. I think some of the later fights are pretty cool. The final fight of the game is fun. For me, this was kind of a dud, and it's whatever. The Platinum Trophy is not super hard. It's just like, do you really want to play the game? Yes, no, cool, okay. That's about it though. Same could be said for this game, Brink. It is not a hard game to platinum. It is more of a, do you want to put the time and effort into this game? Yes, no, okay, well then never mind. Yeah, that's all I can really say about this game. It was very tedious for me to play. And I'm happy I have this platinum trophy to be like, hey, I put hours into this game to get this virtual reward. I guess it's kind of whatever, but yeah, the game's not great, and that's all I'll say about Brink. It was just an easy time, but that's it. Sly II, on the other hand, was awesome. I'm a big fan of Sly II, and I did not mind putting in the hours to get the platinum trophy for this because I really enjoyed it. You know, in terms of which is my favorite Sly game, I actually don't have one that off the top of my head, I can't really say, but I do enjoy that they did change up some of the gameplay mechanics between 1 and 2, and all of the Sly games are very easy to platinum, so if you are interested in trying out those games, if you've never played them before, give them a shot. They have very easy platinum trophies. Alrighty, and this brings us to Sly Uno, Sly numero 1. And again, yeah, really enjoyed my time with Sly 1. I can't, again, off the top of my head, say which definitively is my favorite Sly game. I'm curious to see if anybody has a favorite Sly Cooper game. Let me know in the comments below. But yeah, in terms of the platinum trophy, again, just general completion of the game and collectibles here and there. And yeah, it's very easy though. Alrighty, scrolling down again, we have Uncharted 2. We're getting to the end here, so only a couple more from what I remember. Uncharted 2, though, is my favorite Uncharted game still. Uncharted 4, though, to be honest, has crept its way up into, being one of my favorites of the entire series as well. I think it actually might be my second favorite, to be honest. But in terms of, my favorite, I still think it's Uncharted 2. It just is, it's great. And again, if you're looking at attainable platinum trophies, this is definitely one of them. I did get this one on the PlayStation 3, so you may have to play this game on the Nathan Drake collection, because I can't remember if there are any specific, like, local or multiplayer specific. There are. So maybe if you do go for the platinum trophy in this game, you may have to do it on the Nathan Drake collection. Alrighty, scrolling down again, a couple duds here, and then I think this is it. Let me just double check. I think, yeah, that's the last one, guys. Alrighty, so the very last platinum trophy I have here is the first one that kicked off this entire silly obsession, and that is Terminator Salvation. This game is horrible. It is so bad. But this is the game that got me into platinum trophy collecting, so I can't really fault it for that. I can't be mad about that at all. But yeah, my first platinum trophy was in 2010, and ever since playing this terrible game, I have more or less tried my best to 100% games that I more or less care about, in trying to build up this collection of platinum trophies. So yeah, I mean, Terminator Salvation, it's not good, but I feel like myself and a couple other people I know, this was their first foray into platinum trophy collecting, and that's it though. I mean, I can't really say much more about this trophy except that this is kind of the one that kickstarted this whole thing. So, and first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for sticking around to the very end of this 101 platinum trophy collection. I don't want to say showcase, but just me talking about some of these games in a little bit more detail, kind of giving you some perspective on the stuff that I like. Some of the things that I haven't really liked playing over the past decade, I guess at this point. It's crazy to say that. But, I'm hoping to play some of these games that I've mentioned before, like Persona 4 at 0%. Hate to see that. And even Solar Ash, stuff like this, I really want to keep coming back to and actually, play through. I'll probably try and make another platinum related video once I hit another significant landmark. But yeah, I wanted to make this video to remember hitting 101 platinums, because it's not a lot. It's definitely not as many as other platinum trophy collectors out there. But for me, it's pretty, I'm pretty happy with this number. Yeah, thanks again for sticking around for this however many part video I end up making. It means a lot, and let me know if you want to see more stuff like this in the future, and also let me know what you thought about any of the platinum trophies that you saw here today, and look forward to more stuff in the future, and I'll see you all on the next video. See ya.